All right, have you ever wondered why Amazon dominates at almost every market it enters? It's not luck, it's not just money, and it's definitely not by accident. Jeff Bezos has created one of the most powerful business machines in history, using principles that seem counterintuitive to traditional business thinking. Now, I know not everybody loves him, and there's actually a lot of things I don't love about it, but he's tough to argue with his success. So while most companies obsess over quarterly profits, Bezos was willing to lose money for years to build long-term dominance. So now, while most executives hide their failures, Bezos celebrates them as the pathway to innovation. So after studying his methods for 25 years as a software developer and a CTO, I've discovered that Bezos has some interesting success strategies that any business can use, and today I'm going to break down. So whether you agree or love Amazon and Bezos or not, there's some lessons to be learned here. So let's dive into this today. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer Thomason. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, so what makes Jeff Bezos one of the most successful business builders in modern history? And again, like him or not, and agree with everything or not, it's hard to argue that Amazon is definitely one of the largest successes in history. So it's not just that he creates online bookstore that turned into an everything store. It's that he's created a company that reinvents industries, absorbs massive short-term losses to gain long-term advantages, and somehow maintains a startup mindset despite being one of the largest companies on earth. So I've spent my career studying what makes tech companies succeed or fail, and Bezos' approach contains lessons that businesses of any kind can learn from. So now one of the very first things is customer obsession is not just a slogan. So while most companies claim to care about customers, Bezos leaves an empty chair in meetings to represent the customer, making their presence impossible to ignore. So from day one, Amazon's mission has remained constant to be Earth's most customer-centric company. And this isn't just marketing fluff. It actually drives actual business decisions. Now, when most companies face pressure from shareholders, they sacrifice the customer experience for profit. But Amazon consistently does the opposite. So their obsessive focus on solving real customer problems is why Amazon keeps expanding successfully into new markets while competitors keep struggling at them. Now, the next one here, and I really like this one, the 2-pizza rule for team effectiveness. Bezos famously instituted the 2-pizza rule, right? So 2 pizzas. No team should be larger than can be fed with 2 pizzas, typically 5 to 8 people. Small autonomous teams can move faster, communicate more effectively, and take greater ownership of their work than larger bureaucratic departments. Each team operates like a mini business with clear metrics for success, creating healthy internal competition that drives innovation across the company. Now, after building dozens of teams over my 25 years, I've consistently seen that larger teams create more politics and less actual output. Small teams with clear ownership avoid the diffusion of responsibility that plagues large organizations where everyone assumes that everyone else will handle problems. Now, the secret sauce isn't just the team size. It's combining small teams with high autonomy and crystal clear accountability. Now, I was reading this article here today, and I wanted to kind of dive into this a little bit because I noticed that Intel's new CEO announces his layoffs today. Now, as this full letter came out, one of the things that I thought was really interesting is that he had sweeping layoffs, but even though he listed sweeping layoffs, one of the things that he said was, he said, including layoffs and management cuts and an expanded return to office mandate, as struggling chipmaker attempts to regain its competitive edge, the changes aims to eliminate unnecessary bureaucracy. I think anybody I've ever known who worked at Intel says that they have one of the worst bureaucracies. And streamline operations to foster innovation. And Tan notes that this starts by revamping our company's culture. So this goes back to what I was talking about with Bezos, right? The 2-pizza rule. He says, I've been surprised, as a quote, I've been surprised to learn that in recent years, the most important KPI for many managers at Intel has been the size of their teams. Going forward, this will not be the case. I'm a big believer in the philosophy that the best leaders get the most done with the fewest people. The company didn't specify exact number of job cuts, but around 180,000 employees at the end of last year, the report suggests up to 20% of the workforce could be impacted. So many teams are 8 or more layers deep, which creates unnecessary bureaucracy that slows us down. 8 or layers deep. That is crazy, 8 layers deep. And that just really hit to where I was thinking about this, what Bezos was saying here, right? Because a good team size is going to really matter. And he's worked recently. I know the company, Jassy, the new CEO, has started to work by trying to compress those management hierarchies, right? Now, the next one is called Day One Mindset Prevents Organizational Decay. So one of Bezos' most powerful concept is his Day One philosophy, the belief that Amazon should always operate as if it's still on its first day as a startup. In Bezos' worldview, Day Two equates status, following by irrelevance, decline, and death, a fate that awaits companies that lose their hunger and urgency. This mindset means constantly questioning established processes and being willing to cannibalize your own successful products before competitors do it for you. Now, having worked with both startups and Fortune 500 companies, I've witnessed how quickly organizations can really get into rigid bureaucracies where innovation starts to die. You've seen this with a lot of big tech companies, right? This relentless push against complacency is why Amazon keeps reinventing itself while competitors with Day Two mindsets like Sears, JCPenney's, and others fade away. Now, next one is, he says, embrace intelligent failure as the path to innovation. Bezos draws a crucial distinction between operational failures, which are bad, and experimental failures, which are necessary for growth. In his own words, when developing something new, quote, if you know in advance it's going to work, it's not an experiment, meaning real innovation starts where you require, which requires risk-taking. Amazon has had plenty of high-profile failures like Fire Phone, but those lessons directly informed successes like Alexa and Echo devices, which led for a long time. Now, Bezos created a culture where employees aren't punished for smart risks that don't pay off, which unlocks creativity across the organization. Now, if you're a company has systems that aren't connected, make sure you reach out, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems, especially where we can implement AI agents to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuphack.com/Spencer, because we'd love to help you out. And also, one of the best compliments you can give me for my videos here is to leave a comment. I love to hear what you guys think. Do you guys hate Bezos? Do you love him? Do you think what I'm talking about is something you can use? Leave a comment, because it's one of my favorite things, and I answer all of them personally. Now, Bezos distinguishes become reversible decisions, which should make quickly, and irreversible ones, which require more deliberation. So this is talking about making high quality decisions quickly. He famously uses the 70% rule, where you have 70% of when you have 70% of the information you wish you had, decide and move forward rather than waiting for the perfect certainty. Now, decision velocity is a competitive advantage. Amazon can try 3 approaches in the time it takes a competitor to try to one perfect one. This decision framework creates a bias towards action rather than endless meetings and PowerPoints that plague most large organizations. Now, he also says think long-term, really, really long-term. While most public companies optimize for quarterly earnings, Bezos really drove on a 5 to 7 year horizon for business planning. The long-term orientation allowed Amazon to invest heavily in AWS, in Prime, fulfillment centers, when the others were, which really hit the short term but made long-term profit moats. Bezos famously told shareholders it's all about the long term in his first letter, and has consistently chosen long-term value creation over short-term profits. Now, having built software for a long time, I've seen that most valuable systems are those designed with long-term scalability in mind, not quick fixes. This patience extends to talent development too. Amazon invests in people who may not deliver immediate return, but will drive future innovations. And that's why here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps. And we have a new opportunity for folks who want to work as a registered apprentice. This means getting paid to be trained and to learn. So check out startuphack.com and reach out to us, because we can get you started. Now, he also liked to hire and develop the best talent. Bezos established the bar raiser interview process, where each new hire must be better than 50% of the current employees in the role. This ensures that Amazon's talent pool continuously improves rather than diluting as the company grows. He famously asked his unusual interview question, and he asked this, and I really like this. He says, "Are you lucky?" to try to gauge candidates' worldwide optimism and ability to recognize opportunity. So I found that that one exceptional developer can outperform outperform 5 average developers, making hiring really important. Now, Amazon also looks for builders who are dissatisfied with the status quo and have a track record of creating solutions, not just identifying the problems. And if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out to us, because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems so your company can work like a well-oiled machine. And we're really doing this with a lot of new AI agents. So reach out to us because we can do this on a great budget. And I show you how on a lot of my videos, so make sure you like and subscribe. Now, Bezos is notorious for his exceptionally high standards and belief that good enough never is good enough. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get something out to prod and iterate, right? These standards come with clear definition, what excellence looks like, not vague demands for better without guidelines. This clarity allows team members to internalize expectations rather than constantly needing approval. So at Amazon, these high standards apply equally to small details and major strategic initiatives. Now, he also says to learn continuously and stay curious. Despite his success, Bezos maintains what he calls a beginner mindset, the willingness to question assumptions and learn constantly. He's known for reading voraciously across disciplines, which allows him to import insights from various fields into his business thinking. According to Amazon's current CEO, Andy Jassy, Bezos is the most unusual leader he's ever seen in how he continuously evolves his thinking based on new information. Now, Bezos waits until the end of a meeting to share his thoughts, preventing his opinion from anchoring discussions and allowing diverse perspectives to emerge. Something that I really need to work on, because I genuinely want to jump in and lead the conversation, whereas he waits until the end of it so he can learn. This intellectual humility creates an organization that can adapt to changing conditions rather than becoming trapped in outdated thinking. So as I was learning this about Bezos, this was something I really wanted to try to make sure I work on better, even myself. Now, while most companies obsess over results like revenue and profit, Bezos focused on equally on the input metrics that drive those outcomes. He also keeps that focus to long term, right? So examples include page load time, selection breadth, in-stock inventory, factors that improve customer experience. This approach recognizes that you can't directly control outcomes, but you can control the activities that influence the outcomes. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out, because we'd love to help you here at Startup Hack. Our goal is to be able to help your company work like a well-oiled machine, especially as we implement AI agents for you. Now, perhaps Bezos' most profound innovation was turning Amazon from a retailer into a platform that others could build on. Amazon Web Services, Marketplace, and Fulfillment by Amazon all follow this pattern. This platform approach allows Amazon to scale far beyond what could build directly, leveraging the innovation of thousands of partners. The key insight is that platforms don't just add value linearly. They create compounding returns as more participants join the ecosystem. So you want to build platforms upfront and invest in those long-term advantages. And this is why you can continue to grow. Now, again, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to have a great discussion. Even if you don't love everything about Bezos and Amazon, which I don't totally agree with everything they do either, but I like to have a great discussion. What are your thoughts? What things did you learn from this? What things didn't you agree with? Hit me up down in the comments down below. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. So reach out, because we'd love to help, and check out this great opportunity that we have so that we can help your company.
Hi, my name is Spencer Thomason, and I'm a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So what is a fractional CTO? This is where you can contract someone like myself to come into your organization and get the benefits of a seasoned CTO without having to employ me full time. In today's fast-paced world, efficiency, security, and product scaling aren't just goals, they're necessities. My passion is building impactful products and enhancing organizational efficiencies through technology. From startups to small businesses, my approach leverages lean methodologies to not just meet but exceed your strategic goals. Whether it's through executive mentoring, cloud system architecture, or launching a minimum viable product swiftly, my aim is to make a significant impact right from the start. Recognized in the Arizona startup ecosystem, my journey has been about creating value and fostering innovation. I have led technology for companies like GoDaddy, SRP, and Wells Fargo, and turned challenges into milestones. I've taken this learning and launched 7 of my own brands, and now I want to help you. So if you're looking for a fractional CTO who brings a wealth of experience, strategic vision, and a proven track record, let's connect. Together we can build technology that not only drives your business forward, but also makes a difference. Technology leadership redefined to fit your needs. So reach out today.